Hey guys, how's it going? Thank you for joining us. Welcome to State of Crypto, your one-stop source for all crypto-related news. I'm your host, Martin, and this is episode 242. Is Bitcoin a gateway to alts? And is CoinMarketCap corrupted? Is CoinMarketCap corrupted by Binance? Now, if you're catching this from live, welcome. And if you're catching the replay and have any suggestions for us, please leave us a comment below. We want to know what you're thinking. Now, if you've been up to date with the latest crypto-related news, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button and that bell so you're notified when we go live. And if you want to keep on chatting with us once the stream is done, you can join us on the Discord. Links in the description, guys. Thank you for joining us tonight on this awesome Friday night. Benny is still chilling in cash, and damn, that thing does nothing. Yeah, how's it going, Benny? Thank you for being here, man. Really appreciate it. Hi, Henrico. How's it going, man? Thank you for joining us tonight for this awesome Friday stream. Now, hey, Troy, how's it going, man? Also Troy in the house. And Bitcoin Jake, awesome, man. Bitcoin Jake, I tried to make you a mod for the channel. I'm not sure if you already have mod powers, but I was hoping that like a little wrench tool would show up next to your icon. But it's not showing there, man. Awesome, man. We got a solid crowd to start. No, you'd be blue. Yeah, man, that's what I was thinking. Where is Bitcoin going? Great question, Troy. It didn't go down, and yesterday we said we could get some pressure downwards. I would have to look at it right now, and we'll do that. We'll do that right after we finish the news. Right? We gotta go through a couple of articles today. Not many, but a few articles, and then we'll gauge where Bitcoin might go. Right? Awesome. Let's move on here, and yeah, let's start this thing. Right? So, Coinbase reports suggest Bitcoin acts as a gateway to altcoins, right? Bitcoin, the gateway drug to crypto now. Bitcoin acts like a gateway down the altcoin rabbit hole, according to the new research from Coinbase. The research found that while 60% of the users buy Bitcoin as their first cryptocurrency purchase, 24% of investors maintain the Bitcoin faith, meaning that a lot of people move over to other cryptos, right? Now, investors appear more willing to consider altcoins during bull runs, such as when Bitcoin market dominance dropped below 30% on Coinbase during the ICO craze and Ethereum run in 2017 for a brief time. Now, Ethereum was the dominant asset traded on the platform with 50% of trading volume. Now, Justin Martin from Coinbase Corporate Development explained in Around the Block sentiment behind this behavior. He says, this could be for a variety of reasons, but one is largely psychological. As people feel good about their initial crypto investment into Bitcoin, they branch out to find other possible categorical winners, as evident in the 2017 bull run. Now, I do believe that Bitcoin, it is one of the biggest cryptos out there, right? One of the ones you usually hear first when you hear about crypto. And then, yeah, it could be that gateway where you start with Bitcoin, or you buy Bitcoin and then transition into something else. Like I said, there's many other coins out there that are performing better than Bitcoin, not necessarily on market cap, but they have better functionality, or they're targeting more specific problems to solve, right? Bitcoin started as a transaction coin. It has now evolved into a safe haven, or basically an asset where you can hold value, right? A store of value. But there's other alts that do better things, right? There's alts that are good at transacting. There's alts that are good at smart contracts, and then there's alts that are good at certain governance stuff, right? Like how things get promoted and move around. So again, I do believe that Bitcoin could be the gateway drug. Now, for me, it wasn't Bitcoin. I started with XRP, and then I actually moved on to Bitcoin, right? Although I had heard of Bitcoin before, my first initial investment was not into Bitcoin. It was into XRP, and then I branched off to other alts, right? And right now, even though my trade hasn't played on DVT, right? I'll show you that real quick. I'm still queued on DVT, man. I'm like down here. I'm still waiting for this to pan out and play, man. I really want to hold some DVT. I finally got some out today, which was pretty cool. I got some DVT from Bitcoin Jake, and I think someone else on the DVT chat. I can't remember the name of the guy who tipped me there. But yeah, I got some pretty cool stuff, man. Anyways, I'm finally holding a little bit of DVT. Do I have faith in the project? Yeah, man, I'm willing to look into it and see how that plays out. I mean, I know Bitcoin Jake has a lot of faith in that project. He holds like over 1 million DVTs, so he's probably really looking forward to become a millionaire if that hits $1. Now, it's really cheap. And anyways, if you If you guys want to like what we do, you should hit that like, that bell, and that sub, right? Let's move on to the next article, man. A realistic Ethereum 2.0 multi-client testnet targeting for June. Now, work on Ethereum 2.0 is almost entirely directed towards fixing bugs, with the team trying to synchronize all existing clients into one single version of the blockchain. An after-action report of the Ethereum 2.0 implementers basically held on May 14th revealed that the majority of the work is devoted to fixing code bugs and improving ways of detecting them. For the latter, Mehdi Sirali, the Sigma Prime, reported basically major progress in the signing fuzzing techniques, which fed bogus data to the program in order to find where it breaks. Now, Sigma Prime analysis already helped finding several low-level bugs in Ethereum 2.0 client, and the libraries they rely upon. Specifically, the analysis found an infinite loop bug in the Teku client and a memory segmentation fault in Nimbus. Now, Afri Shodan, the lead of the Schlessi testnet initiative, explained on the call that the network had a tough start. Bugs prevented the first launch, and once that was fixed, transaction finality was terrible due to the clients crashing often. And he said, I would be carefully target June 2020 as the launch date, though he noted that this depends strongly on the release of 0.12 clients. Now, what I think, are they going to be on target? I'm not sure, man. They can delay, right? It's going to depend on how many more bugs they find. But again, potentially could still be June. If they delay, it does not say how many more months or weeks they could delay. But if everyone's working their butt off to get Ethereum 2.0 up and running, and we've seen that increase also show up on Ethereum holding wallets that hold over 32 Ethereums, so they can do some staking on this project, right? So again, they're probably going to be under a lot of pressure to get this running properly and probably on time. On to the next article. But before I go into that next article, I want to change the track to this one. XRP, this from the Daily Hodl. Says Ripple director of product says he's considering launching an XRP-powered e-commerce payment platform. Now, Craig DeWitt, who previously launched XRP-related projects out of the blue, says the platform would be easily to integrate into any website looking to accept cryptocurrency. Now, considering launching an e-commerce payment platform using Payburner, open to the world, the gods of X-Songs already does this beautifully. And then he go on to say that this would make it stupid simple to use, so anyone can accept XRP payments in their personal sites with a simple code snippet. Now, DeWitt rolled out X-Songs in December, which is a digital marketplace where musicians can sell their songs for XRP. There's no fee to upload or post the songs, and musicians receive 100% of the revenue from their sales through peer-to-peer XRP payments. I do believe this is a good initiative, right? Musicians, especially the starting ones, usually get screwed by the labels. And it's hard for them to be found if they're not promoted properly. So if a musician promotes itself locally with its own crowd, maybe in town, etc., and they don't want to put through a record label, they could be selling their own songs and receive 100% of what they sell them at, right? And it could be they could probably sell them cheaper than a record label will sell them because they don't have that back office or that overhead that they have to put up with, right? That takes a lot of that money from them. And they could just be earning money on their own songs. So I do believe this is pretty cool. Now, X-Songs also utilizes Payburner, an integrated payment system built on top of the XRP ledger. After DeWitt brought up the idea for the e-commerce payment platform, Vitsevind, the CEO of Ripple-backed XRP Labs and founder of the XRP-based banking app Zoom, quickly offered his support. We could team up doing Payburner and Zoom implementations, enable one or both in a simple e-commerce platform specific admin module at once. That's a question, right? That's what he was asking. Then the e-commerce platform would boost Ripple's goal of increasing the usability of XRP. Speaking about X-Songs, in late November, DeWitt noted that the short-term objective for the platform isn't to make money. So again, they're in it to try to promote the people or get the people to promote themselves. A couple comments. Ethereum could pump soon. Yeah, maybe, Benny. We'll look at that once we get onto the technicals. Publishing rights are too hard without a record label, I bet. Maybe, man. Maybe they're hard, but there's probably gonna be people, if this starts to like go off properly and people start selling their songs, there's probably gonna be people that are gonna be advising them on the publishing rights, and they're probably gonna be able to get a lot of help. Probably not as cheaper if they went to a record house, but they could they don't have to put up with like someone else owning part of your property, right? You just like hire someone to help you through the publishing rights, and probably after a couple times, you'll get the hang of it, and you're really not gonna. Yeah, you're probably not gonna need to have that lawyer helping you, right? You heard it's time consuming, therefore expensive. Yeah, I bet that is one of the cases, right, where it's time consuming and it could be expensive for you to be paying a lawyer per hour. But after a while, someone's gonna find a way to facilitate that to where you probably don't have to make it so hard, right? That there's someone at some point in time is probably going to come up with a program where you just upload your song to, it gets published, and it's also going to check to make sure you're not like infringing any copyright, and it's going to take samples of the song and make sure you're not like infringing on anyone else's song that is already on the database, right? That's how they usually find you for copyright. Like the audios get sampled for copyrighted material through like software. And then, if you have a copyright strike, basically, or something that's in violation, then you're probably going to get charged with something. Now, there's already software doing that. There shouldn't be any reason why someone cannot just do some little tweaking to where you can just upload a song, make sure it goes through, no infringements, get published, and you get, publishing rights, It probably shouldn't be as hard, man. And it will certainly, whoever comes with that is probably going to make a ton of money. Or because you're gonna be cutting out lawyers. So long as you have a legal team that's looking over that and make sure that everything is running smoothly, you can offer a service to a multitude of artists, and just have that go through. Now, just 2 more articles and we'll be done, and they're more or less on the same page. CoinMarketCap initially rejected the metric that now puts Binance at number 1. Surprise, right? Why are we surprised that Binance is now number 1 on CoinMarketCap on the exchanges listed? Because they freaking own it, right? And they change the metrics to something that suits their needs, which is why CoinMarketCap is probably going to start going down the hole, and we're probably going to have to come up with a new website that does this, right? Anyways, on an episode of the podcast Blockchain Journeys, recorded at the Capital Conference in Singapore in November, where the liquidity metric was introduced, Chen was asked specifically about using web traffic as a metric, and she said, "We've seen other people do things like you've said. Web traffic as a way to verify exchanges are legitimate, but people trade using API keys, so that's why web traffic is not a good indicator." And look, something that an exchange should have and what they should be measured on, it's liquidity, right? I don't care. You probably should care if the transactions are legitimate and they're being done by users or a bot or the exchange. I don't care, so long as there's liquidity and you can get into and out of positions properly, right? Being stuck with a position, but there's a lot of traffic, it really does nothing for the market. Now, anyways, CoinMarketCap's Made the Team blog post makes a very different argument, and they actually said, with crypto being a retail-driven market, for an exchange to have high volumes, it needs to have a large number of retail traders, i.e. buyers and sellers. Instead of asking exchanges to submit their usernames or their user numbers, a good intermediary proxy will be web traffic. As such, we have designated the web traffic factor in this iteration. Now, that is dumb because web traffic could be done from bots, from multiple sources that are not there trading, right? Web traffic is not doing anything, right? I'm right, Binance bot make fake volume to steal money. Yes, man, they could be making trades that could put you in a bad position. What I'm going on here, it's basically that if you traffic could be driven to a website, but it could be idle traffic. It does not mean that those people are transacting or doing anything. I could have Binance open on my browser and be doing nothing, and that would be driving traffic to that website, and they would be saying that there's traffic being driven there. Therefore, it's a good metric. Therefore, they should be listed better because they have better trade volume or whatever, right? So it is a bullshit. Sorry about the word, but it's a bullshit metric for them to be ranked number 1 by including traffic. Again, if someone drives more traffic to a website and they become number 1, they're probably going to come up with another metric so that they're number 1 again. And that is not the way to do it. I believe CoinMarketCap, it is getting corrupted. The web traffic factor is a combination score that provides different weights to page views, unique visitor count, bounce rate, time on site, relative ranking, and keyword searches on major search engines. This may address some of Chan's earlier concerns. Now, like I said, page views, you can be viewing a page and do nothing. That doesn't mean you have good trading volumes. Unique visitor count, bounce rate, time on site, Don't matter. I can have Binance open all day doing nothing, and they shouldn't be ranked number 1 because of that. That is dumb. You know? Sorry, I'm getting Spotify ads here. I'm going to try to, like, get rid of them real quick and play something else here on the background. Anyways, there's this other article coming out, right, that says, it is from Yahoo, and it's from, like, the blog. It says, CoinMarketCap updates exchange ranking system to include web traffic. Binance now ranks first. So, again, same article, right? Now, like I said, it is bullshit, right? It was first proposed. It got rejected by CoinMarketCap, but then Binance bought them, and now it's approved, right? They put it through. Now, Benny coming in with comments. If Binance are losing the transactions, they throttle the users and dump the price. Once the users sell, Binance raises the price until users buy again, only to dump over and over again. No SEC. Yeah, I mean, they are regulating the US, so they probably cannot get away with a lot of that stuff, right? That's it for the articles, guys. I'm going to move on to the technicals now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this small intro. It just gives me time to set things up here on the side. Make sure I have everything up for the analysis. And I will be right back. Don't leave us. And like I said, we'll be right back soon, right? One quick second. And we are back. Thank you for sticking with us through that small intro. I also took the time to finally say on Twitter that we're live. I forgot to do that at the beginning of the stream. Now, what's going on with total market cap? Well, yeah, it's up, right? A little bit. Yesterday we dropped 4.35%, or around $11.44 billion. We hit the 20, we bounced off it, and right now we might get a movement going up slightly. We're starting to get some tightness off the Bollinger Bands. That means some more money could be coming into the crypto sphere. But again, it's going to depend on how much we take off from this area. If we start finding a lot of resistance, we could certainly go below the 20, and then money could flow out of the crypto sphere. Right now, we're sitting at gaining 1.11%, or $2.72 billion, sitting at $254.29 billion market cap. Now, what is happening with Bitcoin dominance? Yesterday, it lost 0.65. Today, it's losing still 0.06, sitting at 67.94% of market cap. The price of Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin Jack saying he doesn't use Binance. Benny saying most crypto exchanges do this to gain money. Yeah, probably, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they would be doing some weird schemes. And Henrico says, yeah, I like Binance. Awesome. I've used Binance before. I'm not using them right now. I also used Hit BTC. Right now I'm using, South Exchange on basically recommendation from Bitcoin Jake. So I can buy some low cap coins and try to increase position in that. It's high risk. Again, it's one of those high risk, high rewards. You gotta find some good projects, but I've seen some wild moves on that side. Just the problem is that liquidity is too low, or volume traded, or liquidity is too low on South Exchange. So it takes a while for you to be able to like get your position to go through. Anyways, like I said, right, what's happening with Bitcoin? Sitting at $9,407 and on the dot right now. So let's go to the other chart that we look at, right? So we're having this movement. This is resistance, this yellow line, so you can ignore it. Divergence, movement to the downside. We hit the 20. We're hitting a bounce from there. We did get above that 9,650, which is good, but we broke below it right after. Now, we do have an area where we almost touched, and I talked about this yesterday. I said a movement to the downside would get us, or could get us to that 786 at 9,087. We got very close. The lowest we got was 9,112, right? So we got very, very close, within I would say $30 of that area. So we got some guys coming in. Gaurav Gavo. Thoughts on Ethereum range over the weekend? All right, cool. Yes, I'll go to Ethereum after I finish Bitcoin, man. Thank you for asking. Stay tuned. I will talk about that asset as soon as I'm done with Bitcoin, right? So if you guys like what we do, hit that like, that bell, and that sub. Again, we hit that area, we bounced, we were expecting a bounce. I said we could even go lower and hit the 20. I'm glad we didn't quite go to the 20 on the daily, but I'm glad that we found that support here. For sure. Hope I'm doing well. Yeah, man, I'm doing very good. Thank you. Gava. I'll just call you Garva. Yeah, Garav. Sorry, man. Sorry if I'm butchering your name, man. But thank you for wishing me well. I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well as well. Like I said, Bitcoin moving down within this range, right? 9,565 to like where we called it at? 9,087, right? We're getting a bouncing at 9,402. As you guys know, I've like canceled my position yesterday at 9,530. I talked about that yesterday. Awesome. When it hit a movement farther down, I was kind of relieved. Overnight, it did go up a little bit, and I was like thinking, man, I shouldn't have canceled my position afterwards. I was completely cool with it. Neutral on the other side, 59.52. Again, not divergence developing on the daily, right? So let's go on the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, we had this, and then we had this. I call this is very minuscule, right? Divergence, movement to the downside. We were like here when we were live. I'm not sure how low we were, but we were probably starting to move down. Then post stream, we started to recover a little bit, getting above that 9,565. And from then on, we just took another hit down, right? Breaking below the 20. Right now, we're starting to get above it again, which is good. You know, if we close below it, we could have problems. But if we close above it, there's a chance we could try to go for another pump. And if this goes higher, then there's a chance we could create divergence, bearish again, and break down farther down. And again, a movement to the downside would certainly see us hit that 786 at $9,087. And a movement to the upside would see us face 9,565 as resistance. Or I like this chart better here. It's this chart. Yeah. I'm losing my Bitcoin charts. Is it this one that I have the upside? No, it's this one. Sorry. This one. A little bit better for this resistance because we've used this 9,650 as good support. So again, we also have that could become a resistance, right? 9,650 on the chart on Gemini. And then again, probably 9,565 on the chart on a Bitstamp, right? Different charts, different areas. Here you can see that we touched the wicks there. And the other one we had like the bodies, right? Anyways, like I said, negative momentum starting to build. Neutral on the other side, 52.52. Nothing happening from here to here, right? Low, higher, low, negative momentum, less negative momentum, low on the RSI, higher on the RSI. We don't have anything going on Bitcoin on the 4 hours. So let's go on to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, we were looking at this divergence, right? It broke us down. We were like here we were in live, so we already had this movement down and bouncing, right? Yeah, because I talk about canceling my position on this movement, so that's why. All right, cool. So as you can tell, we still managed to move slightly lower, like for 2 candles, and we're calling this out on the stream when we were live. And this would certainly have us make that hidden bullish divergence that I was talking about, and a potential movement to the upside. If you remember, guys, I talked about a potential movement to the upside. We did move up, rejected the 20, right? We got above it for like the 1 hour candle, but the next hour we weren't able to sustain it. Then on we started to crash down, broke that 9,565. And then we used it as resistance here, and then we just broke down from there, right? We've been rejecting the 20. We've rejected it 1, 2, 3, 4. We're testing again. Seems like we're rejecting it for a 5th time. If we don't get above that 20 on the 1 hour, chances we could come down. That wouldn't be good for Bitcoin, right? Again, something that I do like is that we have bullish divergence developed here, right? You'll see this in a different color. I was tracing stuff when I was off the air. And I usually trace it in a different color. That way we can keep track of what we're actually doing when we're on the stream, and what we're doing when we're off the stream, what I'm doing when I'm off the stream. Now, the divergence I'm calling out here is from here to here. We're going lower right on the price, and we're making less negative momentum. So we could get a potential bounce. Now, that I do believe I charted this on another one of the Bitcoin charts. I was tracing it on this one, right? So again, as you can see, we did move down a little bit more. And we got this potential bounce. I was hunting for a bounce to try to get into Bitcoin. But again, being that we were below the 20 and we're rejecting, I'm still not confident that we're going to get above there quickly, right? And I'm not sure how strong the movement is. So I'm going to wait probably for Bitcoin to get above the 20 for me to consider opening a position. And then I'll see maybe where I place my stop loss, etc., right? Now, that being said, Twitter link's going out if you guys want to join us there. So that's going to be it for Bitcoin. Neutral on the RSI at 46.55 on the 1 hour. Let's move on to Ethereum. Yesterday, it gained very little market cap, 0.08. Today, gaining 0.93. Sitting at 8.66% of market cap. Ethereum at $198.39. We're below 20, right? Ranging. Where do we bounce? Where do we bounce? We talked about this, right? We said we could get a bounce here. 193.65, right? We managed to move up. We phased the 20 as rejection, right? We moved down. Close above 193. I think we talked about this yesterday. And then we managed to open right there today and actually moving up, which is good. Rejecting lower prices, right? Now, what do we have here? Let's see if we have anything. We don't have any kind of divergence developing yet, right? This is much lower, low, higher, low, right? So again, congruent with the market. Neutral on the RSI at 52.51. Let's move on to the 4-hour. As you can see on the 4-hour, we can see that we managed to hold this very well, man, right? We held that at 193.56 cents, and then we're bouncing from there. Getting above the 20, again, we had the divergence. We called out potential movement to the downside. We did move down, broke the 20. Trying to get over it right now, which is good. This was a very, very good indecision candle, right? A spinning top. And now we're opening green, so we could potentially start a new green trend on Ethereum. Neutral on the RSI at 52.08. Let's go on to the 1-hour chart. I'll talk about a range in a second, Gaurav. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a second, right? So, what's happening here? We had divergence, right? We're looking for this to the upside. I'll just track it to where we actually had it then, just to shift it. And again, we didn't have it from here to here, right? We just ended up building it 2 hours later after the stream, or like an hour after the stream was done. We got this very nice bounce coming in, rejecting the 20, rejecting again. And what happens when we reject the 20? We look for lower prices, right? So we ended up going much, much lower. Again, bouncing at 193. From then on, we hit that area of support, and we're taking a bounce, getting above that 20, which is good. Do we have divergence? Low, lower, low, more negative, lower on the RSI. 0.63, 0.69. We're actually making slightly more negative momentum, so I'm not going to call the divergence here. I was looking to see if we were going from a low to a lower low with equal or less negative momentum, but we're making slightly more negative momentum. Sorry about that. A mosquito just flew by, and I hate mosquito bites. Anyway, sitting at 51.34 on the RSI. Ranges for Ethereum. Yes, we could range on the weekend. It's going to really, really depend on Bitcoin, man. And it's going to depend on what Bitcoin does, right? A potential range, we could be targeting 193.56 to 213.18. We could range on this area for the weekend. Maybe if there's not a lot of trading volume, we could slightly start to slope down and maybe even head towards that 50%, right, at 189.33. But if we were to break these channels, right, with the next target would be that 193 to maybe 159.76, right, or the or 382 at 165.58. Right, those would be the movements to the downside where we'll be targeting, and maybe to the upside even here. But if Bitcoin goes ballistics and it pumps like crazy, this could certainly go and probably start heading for that 786 at $247.15. Right, those are potential targets for Ethereum. I wouldn't say the weekend. It's gonna depend really how the weekend plays out. Freaking mosquito, man. Go away. Sorry about that. Anyways, yeah, that's what I would be potentially targeting for Ethereum, right? Again, no divergence, man, on the 4 hours. And no divergence on the 1 hour, right? Huh. Maybe I'm missing this. Sorry, give me one quick second. I think I might have missed calling out. No, this is higher. I wouldn't really want to call it from here. It's a little bit iffy, to be honest, right? We do have a previous major high over here, but in theory we are going from a high to a lower high with more strength on the RSI, and that could be hidden bearish divergence and a potential for us to move down, right, to find resistance and start to pump down. So I just noticed that I missed it on the first run through, but again, that could certainly have us head towards $193.56 area. We do have the 20 immediately, right, that we could try and bounce and use as support. Let's the 20 simple moving average. Let's see if that holds, right? If it doesn't hold, again, potentially down here, even slightly lower, and then we could be targeting some strong bullish divergence to try to get a bounce. That'll be it for Ethereum. I'm gonna move on to XRP, man. Yesterday, XRP going up 1.36%. Right now, going down 13%. Sitting at 3.46% of market cap. The price of XRP at 19 cents, 19.958 cents. Where are we? On the range, right? What range? The 20.339 to 19.758. Look, we went closed right at that 19.758, right? That closing is very, very close. We actually closed at 19.785, and I have this at 758. So again, like 0.00030 cents, right? You like the content? Thank you, man. Let us know by giving us a like, and yeah, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. You made a position at 194 today with 189 stop loss, bullish on Bitcoin, in your opinion? Yeah, I'm finding a lot of indecision on Bitcoin, man. I mean, it has been going up on post-halving news, on some hype. I'm not sure how much of that is going to be able to hold on Bitcoin. That's what I'm on the fence on Bitcoin, right? I'm a little bit hesitant to go extremely bullish. I did close my position at 8,000, sorry, at 9,000, what was it at, man? I even wrote it down just so I can have it as a reference. At 9,530. And I'm looking for another in. And like I told you guys, I even went on the Discord yesterday and told you guys I was closing my position on Bitcoin, right? Right. See, I didn't close all my Bitcoin position. I just closed part of my Bitcoin position. But I said I'm out on Bitcoin, closed at 9,530, and that's what I was looking at for a potential out on Bitcoin, right? So that's that. Let's refresh this, play something else on the tracks here. Like I told you guys, I'm glad that I closed it because it did go farther down. It's still sitting right now a little bit below that area. So right now, like I said, I'm looking for a new end. Again, XRP, where are we bouncing at? An area that we knew we could bounce. And let's hope that 19.758 can hold. If we break that, we do have 19.440 to look forward to. But below that, we might have some support down here at like 18.06. And then below that, maybe here at 16. And then below that, here at 14. And then below that, we do have that 13-cent area that we don't want to go to on XRP. Again, nothing else developing here. Neutral on the RSI at 47.47. Let's go to the 4-hour. We had divergence, right? Action to the downside. We broke down. We called that out yesterday when we were on the stream. This had already played out. We're already getting this movement to the downside. We're getting that bounce. Bitcoin had dumped already, like we said. And we managed to go above the 20, which was good. Again, we started to get tight between the 23.39, right? That was acting as resistance, and the 20 simple moving average that was acting as support. As you can tell here, actually bounced off the 20. We rejected it, then we seek lower prices. We ended up breaking below that 20, but right now we're still within this range, right? We're rejecting the 20 on the 4-hour. That's not what we want to see. We want to see this go through the 20. This could potentially imply action to the downside, so watch out for this. Neutral on the RSI at 46.04. I'm looking to see if there's anything else I can call here. Now, I'm not finding anything yet. Nothing on the 4 hours. Let's go to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, do we have divergence? Yes, we do, man. Right? Look at this. We're going to a lower low on the price. We're going from negative momentum to less negative momentum, right? Strong bullish divergence action to the upside, getting us above that 19.758. From then on, we're still moving higher. We try to break the 20 right now. We're still below it, which is not good. That means we're rejecting. That could potentially imply, like I said, price action to the downside. That's the second time we've seen XRP rejecting the 20, right? We saw it in the 4 hours, and we're seeing it right now on the 1 hour chart. Now, do we have something else going on here? Let's see. 17, 13. All right. So from this previous high of positive momentum island to here, we don't have anything. Where we do have something is from here to here, right? The previous immediate high being this one. And then we will be going from here, right, to slightly higher point on the RSI, creating that bearish divergence, that potential hidden bearish divergence. And if you want to look for this to be also on the MACD, we could certainly target from here to here. Right, so we're going from 0 to something. Again, I don't like usually going from 0. I like to go from a positive momentum island. This could be one of the things that could impulse XRP to go up, right? Anyway, that's gonna be it for XRP on for today, right? Let's move on to Litecoin. Again, if you guys want to look at a particular asset, please let me know in the chat, and we'll definitely look at that coin. Now let's do this on the daily, right? Yesterday, Litecoin gained dominance 1.46. Today is gaining 0.50, sitting at 1.10% of market cap. The price of Litecoin, $43.41. What's happening? We're trying to rally right on the divergence that we called. Rejecting right now because Bitcoin moved down and it's following Bitcoin. Neutral on the RSI at 47.17. Nothing else developing. Let's go to the 4-hour. On the 4-hour, we had this divergence, right? We could have kept on tracking, like I said, or we could have it in two parts, right? From here to here, and then from here to here going slightly higher, and it would be from here to here going slightly lower, right? We had this in other coins. I might have missed it on Litecoin yesterday when I did my run through. But like I said, the market is looking like a carbon copy of each asset over and over again, right? So again, we had this divergence, started to move down from there, hit the 20, bounced, rejected, and moved lower, right? Rejected it once, moving up above the 20, which is good. Tightness of the Bollinger Bands coming in. We could potentially expect a violent move to happen. Not sure when yet. We could expect it neutral on the RSI at 51.32. Nothing else happening here. Let's go on to the 1-hour. On the 1-hour, what's going on? Lower high, right? Less negative momentum, lower on the RSI. From then on, again, from low to lower low. Okay, cool. So we do have divergence developing here. Just like XRP had, right? We're going on the 1-hour chart. I'm just anchoring stuff so we don't lose track of where stuff is later on. There we go. So lower low on the price. Less negative momentum. Creating strong bullish divergence. Price action to the upside. Getting this nice bounce. Are we close to? No, we're not, man. And we are creating, just like XRP, right? Going slightly less here on the higher price. And it seems like we are going opposites here, right? We're going from a high on the RSI to a much higher point, creating that hidden bearish divergence, right? Potential action to the downside, and we could start facing resistance at this area. Again, this can get negated if this pumps a little bit more. We wouldn't have it, but it's something that we got to keep on tracking, right? That's it for Litecoin. Neutral on the RSI at 53.93. Let's move on to Binance. Binance dominance. Yesterday it gained 0.18. Today gaining 0.77. Sitting at 0.98% of market cap. Binance at $16.00. Below the 20. Again, bullish divergence. Pumping, rejecting, moving down. Neutral on the RSI at 49.19. Let's go on the 1-hour. Sorry, on the 4-hour. This is from the 1-hour. Sorry about that. Like I said, when I don't anchor stuff, we get this like glitches happening on the stream, right? Not glitches, just me forgetting to anchor stuff properly. There we go. Bearish divergence, action to a downside. We moved down, broke the 20, moved lower. Now we're still higher than the previous low. Less negative momentum, higher on the RSI. Neutral at 48.60, 48.45. That's it for this, man. Not a lot happening on the 4-hour charts. Everything is usually looking like we're going to play off the 1-hour right now. And we're rejecting the 20. We don't want to reject the 20, right? Usually halves us look to lower prices. Now we're looking here at that tightness of the Bollinger Bands that is forming, and we're not really tight enough, I would say. But we're a little bit tighter than we were back here, and we could expect a violent move to happen again. It seems to be happening also across some alts, and we're neutral at the RSI at 48.91. Let's go on the 1-hour chart. And on the 1-hour, right? Again, we're looking for this divergence that we did get. Try to get that pump. Rejected the 20, move lower. We know that's a possibility. From then on, we managed to go slightly lower low, right? Well, not slightly, lower low. And we made a less negative momentum, right? Creating that that strong bullish divergence action to the upside, getting above the 20. And right now, even though we're moving down, we're still above that 20, which is good. We're not getting a lot of expansion on the Bollinger Bands on Binance, so we're going to wait for this to explode a little bit more. Maybe Bitcoin will explode and everyone else will follow suit. That's about it, man. Do we have this hidden divergence? I believe we don't on this coin, right? High, lower, high. I mean, depends on when where we want to anchor from. If we go from here to here, we don't have it, right? But if we go from here to here, right? So from here, we could have it. This is high to low, right? Congruent. We're looking at this other high that we had, the more immediate one. We could be developing this divergence, even if we went to this one, right? From here to here, we're definitely going lower. And from here to here, we're definitely going higher. And from here to here, we're also going positive. Again, I usually don't like to anchor these divergences from zero on the MACD. I'm just calling them out because I'm seeing them right now. there's a big chance this cannot play out. This wouldn't play out. You usually have to go to the previous positive momentum island to call this kind of divergence. I just want to point out that we could potentially have it. And usually if it plays out, it's going to play out because it happened on the RSI, not so much on the MACD. Anyways, that's it for Binance. I'm going to move on to look at gold, silver, how we closed, stocks, and oil, and potentially the Bitcoin future. I want to know where we closed. So that's looking like it is for the crypto part. If you guys want me to look at a particular crypto project, let me know. And I'll look at that. I know, Benny, you said in cash. I will definitely look at in cash. And I'll look at DVT prior to moving on to other coins. So in cash, Benny has a position open on in cash, or at least he says he's shilling in cash. What do we had, man? We had divergence, right? Movement to the downside. We did move down, right? From then on, we haven't looked at in cash in a while. Rejected the 20 as we would expect. Then managed to get above the 20 with more positive momentum. I mean, we don't have... This should be like dark green. For some reason, it's just showing up as light green here. We're going much higher, right? So again, creating strong bearish divergence. Went to the downside. Starting to break down on that. Not really doing much lately. So that would be it for this on the daily. Let's go to the 4-hour. Then going higher, more positive momentum. That's fine. On the previous island, high to low. High to low, right? High to low. Nothing on the 4 hours to call. So let's go on to the 1 hour. Alright, cool. So we had divergence that broke us to the downside here. So we have this strong bearish divergence. Movement to the downside. We broke down below the 20. Going much lower. And then again, as we were going lower here, right, we're making less negative momentum, creating some strong bullish divergence, action to the upside. So strong bearish, move down, strong bullish, move up. And from then on, let's see. Seems like we're getting some sort of consolidation happening. Again, flirting with the 20 for a bit. And that's not good. We're getting a lot of tightness on the Bollinger Bands. We could get an explosive move coming in for end cash, but I'm not sure if it's going to go to the upside or downside. Again, this went from completely over sold to completely overbought. It's really weird how this coin behaves. That's it for end cash. Let's go look at DVT. And just like yesterday, right? Everything kind of deleted itself. RSI and MACD, right? There we go. So let's look at what DVT is doing, man. Again, like I said, I have a position open. You can see it's here. We got a nice spread from 4.5 to 5.8, which is good. Buying and selling at these levels could be profitable on quick trades. But again, there's not a lot of volume. My position has been open since... I'm not buying a lot. Since 11 in the morning, right? I told you guys. I'm probably going to put like 10, 20 bucks into it, and that's all I'm doing. Like putting 20 bucks into it. Right now, it's a very high-risk asset for me. And that's fine. That's how I would look at this right now, right? So again, I wanted to put this on the daily. We had some... fuck, man. Once you sign in, I'm not going to sign in right now. So I guess I'm not going to do the analysis for this. We had some bearish divergence. I'm waiting for this to finish playing out to the downside before I actually go in again on DVT. That's why I put my price at a lower point where I believe it could be of value to me. All right. Anyways, that's it for this. Let's look at gold and silver and see what happened with that, right? How did we close with gold and silver, man? On the daily. Let's look at this on the daily, right? Again, silver. We're here. Where do we go to? The next pit stop at 618, right? At 608. And I think we closed spot on, man. 607. We're like 0.001 cents off, man. Ah, man, so good. Again, still creating this divergence. Being overbought on the RSI at 71.41. Chances we could start rejecting and heading lower, right? And where are we at? Silver standard trading range. $17 to $14 range. We still haven't gotten above 17 cents. So until we get above 17 cents, you know, it's been good gains from down here. When we said we were calling it from here, we're saying, look, we're way overbought. It's going to go up, and boom, it went up, right? Again, it could still go on up. It could be good. What's happening with gold? Still move slightly higher, which is good. 1,741. Starting to make positive momentum now. What I don't like, and this would be from one island to the next, right? We are creating strong bearish divergence. Now, this island is just starting to build. There's a chance it could continue to grow. But right now, we do have this divergence, and we have to call it out because it's there. It's very real. Now, we would also have it on the RSI, right? So again, potential action to the downside on gold. Watch out for that. S&P yesterday went up 11.20 points, below the 20 still. Nikkei up 122. So I did recover. Is this today? Yeah, it's today. It's still looking red, but it says a positive. So we gapped up, we gapped down and then move up, right? I guess that's why we're calling it a positive, which is good. So it gapped up, moved down, and didn't quite cut up to it. That's why it looks red, right? 122 points. We had bearish divergence. Now on Toronto, we're up below the 20 still, but 129 points up. London, 102 points up. Very good. Above the 20, no divergence except for this divergence that we had back here, and potential movement to the downside. Let's go look at the Dow. Dow Jones up 60 points. Good, right? I mean, we're down. We're trading down. This is the US 30, the Dow Live. We're like trading down yesterday. We managed to recover a little bit, which was good, but still below the 20. Unable to get above that. And again, last thing we had was this divergence way back here. That's something else. Let's go back to the Dow, sorry. Come on, come on. There we go. Divergence, action to the downside. Start making negative momentum, but very little. More negative momentum, less negative momentum, right? So again, we're still below 20. Let's wait for us to get above the 20, and then we would have immediate resistance at the 236 at 24,053 points, right? Now, where's oil at? Where is the oil at, man? Where are we going with oil? Took a nice bounce, man. Nice. Again, this divergence still tracking, right? We still have strong bullish divergence. Though we're up at $33.14, which is good. Now, this other oil here at went also higher, right? And finally, we do have this divergence. We didn't have it before, as you can tell. We were lower. So today we managed to go higher and create divergence, right? Bullish. Sorry, strong bearish divergence. Potential action to the downside. West Texas. We had it here. We'll just keep on tracking it, right? Here we have hidden divergence, and that's fine. Sorry, 1285, 1259, 1251, 259. So slightly less still. We don't have anything there. Let's look at Bitcoin, man. What happened with Bitcoin, man? We closed down at 9,395. This is for the CME futures. So we're going to have to wait until Monday, see where Bitcoin's trading at, and see if we have a gap. Remember how we talked about this gap here and how we had to close it? Look at that, man. We got that very nice movement to the upside. From then on, we just wicked to the upside, closed the gap, and then we pulled back, right? I talked about that at the beginning of the week. So if you were here, you noticed that. Now, that'll be it for Bitcoin. And unless any of you guys have any questions, I think we're going to be calling a stream for tonight. It is Friday. I hope you're having a great time. I hope you're enjoying yourselves. If you're already one of the cities that is reopening after the COVID shutdown, just be careful, right? There's a lot of people that are still infected. If you're still going to go out, you remember social distancing. Stay safe, guys, right? No need on getting like sick or anything like that. But, you know, I guess this is going to be it for this stream. Spotify ads, awesome, and they always come in. So nice of them to like be here, right? Anyways, thank you guys that joined us from DVT tonight. I know some people from DVT subscribed. I was on their chat earlier, and I told them I had a big channel here, and some of them actually subscribed, which is pretty cool. So, Benny, thank you for joining us. Henrico, thank you for joining us. I'm not sure if you're still here with us, but if you are, thank you for joining us. Troy, thank you for joining us, man. Bitcoin Jake, also thank you for being here. You told me that there were some streams happening on Satoshi Quest. If they're still going on, I do believe you might be watching them. But thank you for joining us tonight. And Gaurav, thank you for joining us as well, man. I really appreciate it. Bitcoin Jake, you're here, man. Awesome. Again, I'll try to see if that mod stuff got set up properly, man. He's off now? Awesome. Dude, I was flirting with this thing, trying to get you to be a mod. And for some reason, it didn't show up as a mod. I did hit everything to the point that it was asking me to. But for some reason, you're not a mod yet. And me not like that, right? So let me make sure you turn you into a mod, and then I'll let you know probably what happened there, right? So I'll do that while we're here. It is in settings, it is in community, and approved users, right? I have you as an approved user for this channel, right? It says right there. Sorry, I did put you in approved users. That's why you're not a mod, man. I tagged you into another area. That was my bad, bro. I'm not sure if I can do it from here, though. There we go. I can do it from the chat. That's much easier. I think it should be a mod now. Yeah, there we go. Bitcoin Jake's now a tool. I'm not a technical tool, but you now have like a little wrench tool next to you. So, thanks, man. I asked Bitcoin Jake if you wanted to mod for the channel. He's usually over here every night. Benny, you're here every night also, but I haven't seen you lately, man. So I didn't get a chance to ask if you want to be a mod for the channel. But now we have Bitcoin Jake modding as well. So if you're a regular user on this channel and you come in here often, big chances I might make you a mod, because we are starting to get a little bit more chat. So I do want to have someone, people that can be tending the chat and like make sure that like everything is kept proper. No one's going like ape shit. Sorry about that word as well. On the chat and make sure everything's good, right? You're everywhere in crypto, yeah, man. And by the way, guys, if you didn't know, Bitcoin Jake also has a channel, and I didn't know that until today. He has a channel where he talks about Reddit top 10s. So if you like Reddit Bitcoin top 10, sorry. So if you like that and you would like to see something about that, you can also join Bitcoin Jake on his channel. So I haven't seen your videos, bro. I just saw that you had a channel when I was trying to make you a mod, and I said, "Oh, that's cool. I'll check out what he does." And I know they all seem like top 10 lists, so that is pretty cool. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for tonight. I think so, yeah. So thank you guys for watching again. This is State of Crypto. I'm your host, Martin. It has been a pleasure being here with you guys tonight on this awesome, awesome Friday night. Let's wait for the weekend. Let's see what it has in store for us. I'm not sure we're going to get a quiet weekend or a crazy weekend again. So, I'm praying for a laid-back weekend, right? I want to have, like, chill time, just do some technicals. We might not get a lot of movement, but I hope we have a chill weekend. And then kick off the week with, like, some violent moves. But again, we know there's volatility that's open on the markets post-Bitcoin halving, so we could still get some wild movements. Again, Bitcoin right now sitting at 9,415 right now. Depending on which exchange, it could be up to 9,432. But again, that being it, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you tomorrow for another edition of the State of Crypto. Stay cool. Until then.